Many of your colleagues have been very outspoken about DirecTV canceling Newsmax. I want to get your thoughts on it.
Well, my thoughts are that it's horrible. We've lost two of our three cable news conservative channels, and now we're down to one. And it just looks to me like DirecTV and some of the other more liberal carriers are targeting conservative outlets. And this is a First Amendment issue. We've seen over and over again where big tech has been doing it for several years now, shutting down viewpoints that they don't like, that doesn't align with the liberal woke philosophy of the hard left. And it is not a service. It is a very distinct disservice to the American people, and one that is not only unfair, but also damaging to our republic, our great republic.
Well, we appreciate you speaking out on it, Congressman. I do want to switch to your border state. You and fellow Texas Republicans are demanding that the president reimburse your state over efforts to secure the border. The interesting thing is the Department of Homeland Security yesterday claimed, as I mentioned, that thanks to these new border enforcement measures, the number of encounters of Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans crossing illegally have declined. They say 97% from December, but according to Customs and Border Protection in December of 2022, 77,000 migrants were from Cuba, Nicaragua, and 6,000 from Venezuela. So a 97% decline, Congressman, would mean that we're near just 3,000 for the month of January. Is that what you're seeing in your state?
No, that is not what's happening. I can tell you that. This is something, well, to get back to what you said at first, absolutely, Texas should be reimbursed for our Operation Lone Star. Our governor and state government are stepping into the shoes that have been left vacant by the Biden administration for simply ignoring their constitutional duties to protect us from invasion. And if you don't think 4 to 5 million illegals in 2 years is an invasion, then there's something wrong. And then this humanitarian parole that they've come up with and dreamed up, where they're going to let tens of thousands of illegals from these 4 different countries that you mentioned into the nation every single month. It'll add close to 500,000 extra a year coming in on top of the hundreds of thousands that are coming in every month. We had an all-time record in December, and let me just say this. The border under Biden and Mayorkas, his Secretary of Defense, it just poses an enormous risk to the people of America, to our national security, crime, terrorism, our economy, drugs, fentanyl. We've had over 100,000 deaths every year from overdoses, most of that coming in, those drugs coming in over the southern border. And millions, the sheer numbers of these people coming in, they threaten to bring our country down. I can't help but think, as a student of history, of what happened to the Roman Empire when their borders came down in the 3rd and 4th century and overrun, broke, terrible things happened, and it was the end of the Roman Empire. And I'm not comparing us to the Roman Empire and what we stand for. We're a free, a democratic republic, but I can tell you, if you don't have control of your borders, you're going to get all of the above that I just mentioned, and our country will come down, and it will be a terrible thing to lose our great free nation.
Let me ask you this, Congressman, because we had Secretary Mayorkas say this about certain states. He said, it's incomprehensible that some states who stand to benefit from these highly effective enforcement measures are seeking to block them and cause more irregular migration at our southern border. Is he referring to Texas here? I mean, what is he talking about? That these, I mean, there is so much going on in your home state of Texas, and he's saying that you all are the one, or certain states are blocking these measures.
He doesn't tell the truth. We know the man needs to resign. I'm on several bills. I really think that the man needs to be removed from office by impeachment. We realize that we don't have the Senate. We probably couldn't convict him and remove him, but the man is a disgrace to his office. He is a disgrace to the U.S. Constitution. He has put many, many Americans in danger, not just Texans, but all Americans, with these preposterous policies that they have implemented down at our border to allow everything that we've just talked about to be happening. And it gets worse, and it gets worse. So we're blocking him from if we didn't block him, if I understood him right, that we would be benefiting from his great policies on the border. Nothing could be more preposterous than to hear a statement like that coming from this absolute professional prevaricator, because that's what he is. The truth doesn't seem to be in him. There's no way that we benefit from anything that he is doing on the border. We are being hurt. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have died. We have hundreds of terrorists from the watch list that have come across. Over 1,000 dead migrants themselves, terrorists, gang members, the public health, dangers of having an open border like this, and the criminal activity. It is just preposterous to think that we would be benefiting from these so-called policies that we're so-called blocking. It's unbelievable he would even say something like that.